Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for tuning in for another episode of Ninja Shadow. I am your host, Otome Heartstealer Kai, as you all probably know that by now. Or if you're new, welcome to the channel. And thank you for coming. Today we're going to be playing, like I said, Ninja Shadow, and we're going to be going with our little Mr. Monk. If you guys didn't see the last video, I'll leave a link down in the description below. Last time we came here, we took our brother's place, and we chose our character to be the one that we steal the heart of. I really can't remember his name right now, so how about we get to the game and start? Let's go. So yeah. Okay, so his name is Asagi. All I remember is he's a monk, and I had the most in common with him. Well, yeah, because I remember that he liked animals, I think? I can't remember, I'm sorry. But how about we go, starting with chapter 1. Oh, to let you guys know, our name is Kochio Minamoto, if you guys do not remember, or if you're new coming into the channel still. But our boy name is Ko. And let's start reading. Alright, I would like to have Asagi as my instructor. I looked over at Asagi and noticed a slight hint of surprise had crossed his face. However, he mentally snapped back into attention. After that, he called out to me with a tone of wonder in his voice. Tone. Sorry, may mess up a little bit. Ko, why do you choose me? Why, it's not like I could tell him that I basically chose him at random. Unable to explain my reasoning, I found myself at a loss of words. There are plenty of people more qualified to be your instructor than me. Like, take Ukyo for example. He's really supportive and really looks after everybody. And Yuzuki, he's the friendliest guy I know. Asagi vaguely tried talking up the other members of the vigilantes as he looked back at them. During the same time, Makoto nodded to himself as he were convinced of something. Asagi has been in the Nagasaki Vigilante along that anyone else. Ko, I am positive that you will learn a lot from him. Make sure not to cause Asagi too much trouble. Alright. Makoto, with the voice of authority, decided that Asagi would be my instructor. In this suffocating, tense atmosphere, Asagi grimaced with displeasure. Ooh, someone doesn't like us that much right now. There's no reason to look that upset. If he didn't want to be instructor that badly, then he should have flat out refused. It looks like I had a knife to his throat and forced him to be my instructor. That would have been bad, man. Even though I was the one who chose Asagi as my instructor, I had already begun to regret it. Asagi was now silently giving me a dirty look. The tension between us was now painfully obvious. Now that we have decided upon what to do with Ko, I would like to talk about our next mission. I couldn't tell whether or not Makoto noticed the tension between us, but he continued explaining our next mission in an indifferent manner. Our next target is psychotic murderer on a killing spree. He is the son of Hatamoto samurai under the shogunate. We're going to call it the shogunate. If I pronounce that wrong, I'm sorry. If you know how to actually pronounce it, put it down in the comments below. I'll very well appreciate that. Some words, even though I grew up liking Japanese, some words I still can't pronounce. Yeah. Alright. Due to the Hatamoto's powerful position, the townspeople are helpless. Therefore, everyone silently looks the other way as the Tomoto continues his killing spree. Wait. Does this mean that lord that we saw before, or that guy, was he the one who killed our brother? Oh, I already know who we're going to begin our bet you guys later on. That's the guy that we're going to get our revenge on. Bet you it is. Makoto glanced over at Ukyo. Ukyo is investigating into the manor. As the commissioner, he periodically receives petitions in regards to this manor. Ukyo nodded in agreement and crossed his arms. He somehow got his hands on a pretty high-end sword, so he's been testing it out on the people of Nagasaki at random. It's hard to describe how sick these murders have been. Let's just say this guy is out of his mind. I get loads of petitions at the after each one of these murderers. He let out the power get to him. It's something that the average person couldn't even dream about. After shrugging his shoulders in a detached manner, Ukyo continued to give us a rundown of the situation. Shintaro suddenly leaned forward and cut Ukyo off. Now, I'm saying this now. Once I finish this story, and if Shintaro is out by then, I'm saying this now, we're going for his story. If you guys agree with that, just put it down in the comments below of who you would want me to do next after they do updates. This makes me sick. How could someone get so drunk off power? He is a disgrace to all men who live by the sword. Samurai. How dare he use the power that has for evil? And the head of a dojo and a teacher of the martial arts and myself, I cannot allow this to go on any longer. See, he's so much like Takashi from Ouran High School Host Club, like I said. Dojo, Kendo is pretty much the way of the sword, because that's basically what it is. And just, he's stoic like Takashi. My lord, please leave the matter to me. Honestly furious, Shintaro edged in closer to Makoto. However, Makoto calmly looked back at Shintaro and shook his head. When it comes to our village missions, people who let their emotions get the best of them are unable to make level-headed decisions which lead to failure. Do you understand what I am getting at, Shintaro? You would be the last person I would ask to participate in this mission. Ew. Really? But he'd be fun. I understand. But, my lord, I would like to leave this mission in the hands of Ko and Asagi. I want this to be Ko's first mission as a vigilant? Vigilant? Yes, vigilant. I'm finally saying the word right. If I say vigilante, I am sorry. The moment Makoto had clearly made up his mind, a look of dissatisfaction flashed across the face of Shintaro and Asagi. I'll be able to take care of the target myself. Asagi, the purpose of this mission is for you to lead and give instructions to Ko. I need both of you working together on this. But Makoto, this is an order. Okay there, CL. Give us order to let to Sebastian, why don't you? If you guys don't understand half these references I'm doing, that's okay. If you do, good for you. With an unchanging expression, Makoto flat out told Asagi how things were going to be. Asagi let out a sigh, as if he knew nothing would change no matter how much he argued. Ko, don't get in my way. I could sense a bit of resentment in his voice, so I remained quiet, still unsure exactly how to feel. I know I am new, I know I may just be dead weight, however, he didn't have to put it so bluntly like that. I know I'm a little late, but I almost want to ask if I can change my instructor. Kagura, you will assist Asagi and Ko on their mission. Yes, my lord. Sebastian right there. Kagura briefly said as he nodded. Ukyo, Awardo, and Yuzuki have their hands full with other missions as of now. Shintaro, I want you to help Yuzuki out on his mission. But, Shintaro, this is an order. You are going to have to no part in the Hatamoto mission. After seeing Makoto say that in such an indifferent tone, Shintaro bit his lip and fell into silence. Now that everyone's role have been decided upon, you may now go. Do not disappoint me. The room was overcome in an awkward silence that the moment Makoto ended the meeting. I must be going now. Shintaro was the first to get up to leave. After he walked out of the room with a long stride in an upset manner, Yuzuki gave a bow to us and he rushed and followed closely behind Shintaro. Asagi also got up and turned on his heel in order to go somewhere as well. I was at a loss on what I should do. Asagi. All of a sudden, Makoto called out to Asagi to stop him. Asagi glared back at Makoto as if he were somewhat annoyed. What? The mission is to be carried out tomorrow night. Before the mission, I would like you to introduce Ko to the head of the Himuru Shrine. Alright. Asagi half-heartedly nodded and looked back at me in an annoyed manner. This is good so far to me. Stop dawdling, we're going. Time for our very first choice. Yeah, let's go with this one to try and be on his good side. Sorry, look like I need to hurry, Makoto. Thank you very much. I bowed to Makoto and rushed out of my room so I wouldn't lose sight of Asagi. Asagi saw how I was acting and let out a sigh as if he were bored of me already. Ko, you're not the sharpest tool in the shed, are you? What are you getting at? How should I put it? I guess we'll just say you're very optimistic. I was trying to say that I don't really get along with people like you. I could tell that Asagi was being sarcastic with me now. I looked down at the ground as I bit my lip. I just have to deal with it and put up with this. I need to do this for my brother and my village. I'm the one who chose this guy, after all. Asagi's lips faintly curled upward as he saw my reaction. With a smirk on his face, he made his way out of the room. I picked up the pace and followed closely behind him so that I wouldn't be left behind. I feel like I got that one wrong. Well, we just have to wait until we go to the next part. Asagi walked throughout the Miko salon at a quick pace. Surprisingly, he carried himself very well, and he didn't make too much of a noise as he walked around. But now was not the time to be observing his behavior. Asagi was much taller than me, so long his stride made it hard for me to keep up. Asagi, where are we going? You'll know when we get there. Asagi had been giving me these ambiguous non-answer ever since the meeting had ended. The distance between us only grew due to the lack of consideration on his part. I'm going to lose sight of Asagi at this rate. Thereupon, I made up my mind to dash after him. Right at that moment, Asagi suddenly stopped in place and turned around. What are you walking so slow for? What are you, a girl or something? His words were so full of ridicule, I could feel my face begin to burn with rage and impatience. Asagi widely strolled over to where I was standing, got up to my face, and stared right at me. You angry? Then show me what you've made of and prove yourself to me. What does the length of my stride have to do with my abilities as a vigilant? And if he keeps staring at me this closely, he's going to figure out I'm really a girl. I took a step back in order to get out of his line of sight. However, Asagi closed the distance between us once more with a look of disbelief on his face. Wow, you really do look like a woman. I feel like I'm being backed up into a corner. Every time I took a step back, Asagi took a step forward. It happened right when Asagi had opened his mouth to say something. I didn't realize that the floor behind me was a little uneven, so I tripped and fell. Ow! Okay, so we're back. Sorry, I had to skip through that part. It took me a moment to actually figure out how to do it, so let's continue. The world spun before me. I immediately reached out and latched onto Asagi, who was standing right before me, in order to keep myself from collapsing to the ground. Hey! Asagi's voice radiated. I closed my eyes out of reflex. Together we collapsed to the ground and fell on top of each other. Ouch. This happens in every anime! People should know this by now. Don't go onto the guy unless you know he's gonna end up kissing you. Every part of my body, then smacked against the ground, was now throbbing. Although I was slightly in pain, I was more curious about what sort of thing, a soft thing, was touching my lips, so I opened my eyes. All I could see before me was Asagi's face with his eyes wide open. What? I blinked a few times, unable to figure out what was going on. Then Asagi clipped his tongue and created some distance between us. Did we just kiss? I could still feel his warmth on my lips, and I gently covered them in the midst of the confusion. This was just an accident. An accident. We kissed. Asagi appeared to be just as puzzled as I was too what had just happened. We stared at one another for a while in astonishment. Asagi was the first to come back to his sense. After clearing his throat, he stood back up and left me lie on the ground. This was only an accident. I think he figured out right then we were a chick. Frick. Oh, nice going, me. Maybe in a klutz. Asagi repeatedly muttered as if he were trying to convince himself. Still bewildered, Asagi looked down at me as I looked up at him, and he repeated himself once more. It was only an accident. Then, without looking back at me again, Asagi began to briskly walk around the Miko salon. Yeah, it was only an accident, but after I covered my lips, I took in a deep breath and stood back in a hurry. I hurt all over, and I'm still pretty worked up over what just happened. But what bothers me even more than that is the frustration and sadness well in my heart. But I have no time to think about that right now. I cannot let myself lose sight of Asagi. I looked at my instructor once more. I knew that this wasn't going to be easy, and I let out a gentle sigh. I feel a little out of place. I don't think I'm going to get used to this. Even though there were so many things to worry about, in the end, I was the one who chose him as my instructor. I need to take responsibility for my choices. This is for my village, and for my brother as well. I wiped my lips off with the back of my hand and quickly tried to catch up with Asagi. Ah, this is cute. Asagi ended up stopping in front of a shrine. When I looked up at the gate, I saw the words Himuro Shrine written on it. Where are we? My home. Ooh, so we got some new photos. It's good. Asagi bluntly stated before walking inside. I rushed quickly behind him. Asagi, your family runs a shrine? So you're the next heir of something. Yeah, something like that. This is basically what I do during the day. What do you mean? In Nagasaki, the shrine is well known because it's a place where people's wishes come true. There are a lot of talented diviners that come out of Kyoto where the main shrine is. I can't let anyone know that I'm really a ninja, so this is why I do avoid any suspicions. Well, my household is derived from a family of diviners, but we're also a family of ninjas. I felt that our paths to become a ninja were completely different. Anything I thought we had in common was only a mirage. Unable to think of what to say anymore, I began looking around the area. I want to ask about the shrine. So this is a branch shrine of the main shrine in Kyoto. Cool. The shrine must be rich in history, seeing at how it was derived from a large shrine in Kyoto. Even a girl from the country yards like me can figure that much out. Countryside, not country yard. What is wrong with me? Well, I guess you could say that there is a lot of history behind this shrine in my family. Asagi didn't seem to be too enthusiastic as he muttered that. The main shrine is producing diviners, right? So does that make you a diviner as well? I casually asked, to which Asagi stared off into the distance without even looking back at me once. Yeah. I could tell by the tone of his voice that he didn't want to talk about it, so I decided to keep my mouth shut. It looks like being a diviner has its difficulties, just like being a ninja does as well. I did not really understand what it meant to be a diviner, so I could not even imagine the hardship they faced. I followed closely behind Asagi, who was as silent as one could be. Shrines were unknown territory for someone that was brought up in the countryside like me. I couldn't stop gazing around at everything out of curiosity while following Asagi. When Asagi casually brought me into the main building of the shrine, I saw an elderly man inside gently smiling. Welcome home, Asagi. I see you've brought a guest today. This is a new member of the Nagasaki Vigilant. I am to watch over him for now during his training. I am Ko Minamoto. Nice to meet you. When I deeply bowed to the elderly man, Asagi turned back and looked at me in an unamused manner. This is the head of the Himoru Shrine, Makurin. He's my father. Anyway, I've got to get ready for the ceremony, Asagi said before rushing out of the building. Well, Makoto did only tell me to greet the head of the shrine, so I guess that means I can go now. The elderly man called out to me as I watched Asagi disappear out of sight in bewildered manner. Ko, I am sure you must be surprised. Huh? I turned back to the sound of Makurin's serene voice to find him gently staring right at me. My son is a little difficult to work with. I know it may be hard at first, but please, take good care of him. Okay, so that one was the best choice. So the other one was bad. This one went up a lot more. So, if we get the best choice... Alright, so I was right. The other one was the right choice. Alright. We're gonna stop here, though. And... we'll continue this again later. So... hope you guys liked it. If you did, hit the like button and even subscribe. I will be updating every other day, depending on how things are around here. And yeah. So remember to always conquer those hearts of all the Otomi boys, or just steal their hearts just like I will. And I'll see you all next time. Bye bye.